No.
Lazy River, my piss only.
That's right. Just me and my friends piss. No one else's piss.
Piss River.
Hello, Jasons and Melissas, and welcome back to the fourth and final season of Rewatching Home Movies, a weekly watch-along podcast where three friends break down the 1999 animated series Home Movies. My name's Tim, and I'm obsessed with home movies.
My name's Adele, and I'm a home movies newbie.
And my name's Marcin, and I've never seen home movies.
Home Movies Season 4, Episode 6, titled Psychodelicate. Original air date February 15th, 2004 on Adult Swim, written by Brendan Small, Bill Broadus, and cast, directed by Lauren Bouchard, and produced by Jack Ferriolo. Synopsis for this episode: Brendan, Jason, and Melissa try their hand at a Hitchcock-style thriller to enter a film festival. Meanwhile, Coach McGurk spends all of his time and money at a diner, and Paula gets a new haircut.
Bum, bum, bum.
A lot going on.
A lot going on this episode.
I will say, we got some new microphones, so if I'm too quiet or whatnot, that's sorry about that. We're figuring it out. But at one point, we haven't recorded in a bit, not to peek behind the curtain. And the last episode I re-listened to because my phone's been messed up, and it was the only thing I could listen to was like our podcast, and I got spoiled on the name of this episode by you, Tim.
What?
Yeah, because my phone was on the other end and I could pause it, and you're like, we'll see you next week with this episode.
Oh, I didn't think anyone listens to the outros.
I do. I do. It's funny, especially when I can't change the episode, like it's across the room and my phone's destroyed anyway.
Oh, no.
So I remember being spoiled on it. And then I remember, I forgot about the name of the episode because it's been so long since we recorded. But then in the middle of the episode, Jason goes psychodelicate. I was like, that's the one.
Right. I would say like a very hands-off episode title. Yeah. Like it's very like, this episode title could have been like the problem with tipping or something about tips but they're like, nope, psychodelicate. It's like a one-off. Jason's like, oh, my movie, Psychodelicate?
Yeah. And I don't hate it. It did surprise me when I first heard it. I was like, what could that be?
Yeah.
I was wondering what the Alfred Hitchcock movie it was supposed to be based off, and it's literally in the title. It's
Psycho.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hate that took me. Because I just had the birds in my head. The birds.
When are the birds coming in?
Well, we'll get into all that and so much more. But first, we need to jump into the Creative Corner, don't we? The Creative Corner, of course, something in the realm of creativity. We're producing, consuming anything we want to bring to light. Like you said, we haven't recorded in a while, and I think I lost all the presets on my mixer. So for this Creative Corner, please bring us in. But funny? What's up, guys? It's me, Puzzle Valley radio host But Funny, for this Creative Corner. Doodly-doo.
Hot.
I want you to know, going from Count Orlok so many weeks in a row, hog out and everything.
I miss his hog.
I don't. I'm glad his stash is gone. And just hello, Butt Funny. I miss you.
Listen to Puzzle Valley if you want to know the origin stories. I have some theories about Butt Funny and Puzzle Valley, but we'll get into that later. Now we're going to do the Creative Corner. Who would like to go first, or shall I?
Hey, I'll go first.
There you go.
So if we go back to the year of 2007, let's go. That's the time machine sound. So we're back in 2007 and pop punk is on the rise. Yeah. So there's a band that I used to be obsessed with called Scary Kids Scaring Kids. And I've actually sent Marcin a song by them. They had an album called Faces. The first song on the album is about like rising up against fascism. Very good band. Props to 15-year-old Adele for liking them because I don't think she really understood the message of any of it. But 31-year-old Adele appreciates it a lot more. But
Is this the song that you sent me? I think I know exactly what song you're talking about.
I think I sent you the Faces.
Yeah.
A lot of their songs on there is about like, just wake the fuck up, people. And it was very good album. Check that album out first. But my creative corner is yesterday, not to put a date on things, but yesterday they just dropped an album in the year of our Lord 2025. And it is very good. It has a lot of like featured artists on there. So it's not just the band, but a lot of like featured singers. It's a lot of like, if you're into like existentialism music, hey, check this out because it's very much so touches down on a lot of that. And I don't want to give anything away, but I really like listening to albums as like one cohesive art piece. So like from beginning to end. And if you listen to it that way, I feel like it's genuinely really good. It pulled me out of my sleep token obsessive. That's all I've been able to listen to bullshit. And like, it's like this new album is definitely a contender. I could definitely see myself listening to this album more. Yes.
Did you say the name of the album?
The album's name? That's a great question. I probably should.
Well, because I was going to ask, like, are there still like the same genre from back in the day? They didn't try to switch anything up or anything?
Yeah, it's very much so like it still has its pop punk like roots, but it's just like if you took it and modernized it just like a notch.
Nice.
So it's definitely made in 2025, but it has like the feeling of that like pop punk.
Oh, I love it.
Genre.
When you said pop punk is on the rise, the only thing I could think of is Which Highway? The Highway of Life.
So the album is called Maps Written in Water.
That's a thinker.
Buckle up because I loved it. It was very good.
Nice.
I think you guys are the only people that like I know of as far as like music fans who listen to albums like from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a friend named Chaz who loves music, but he doesn't listen to albums.
Oh man. And because here's the thing, dude, like putting it together an album, part of the just beauty behind it so many times is figuring out the order of the songs you want them to be in. Like,
ugh.
Go on.
No, I'm just saying, like, that is such like a huge part of album. Like, I don't want to listen to like, oh, what's their most popular songs on? No, I want to listen to a specific album in a specific order because that's how they intended it to be listened to.
And so many albums really, especially like in between songs, that songs will transition into the next song.
Yeah.
Or there will be nuggets from one song that will be referenced again in another song in the album. So I understand listening to like one or two songs casually, but if you're really into music and specific artists, I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't take the time to just sit with the whole piece of art as a whole, because I think a lot gets missed in that. And I understand you don't have to like every single song, but just do it once.
Give it one listen through start to finish.
Yeah. Take an edible, lay on your bed, listen to the whole album, and you'll have a Tuesday night that I had just a couple days ago.
Again, it's Scary Kids Scaring Kids.
Yeah. SKSK if you're
nice.
If you're in the know.
In the know. If you know, you know. That's awesome. Very good creative corner, Adele. If you guys don't mind, I would like to go next for my creative corner. Before we do that, I just want to, again, point out that, we are recording for the first time in a little bit. We ended up taking a little bit longer of a break than we intended. And I just want to real quick give a very huge shout out. The week before this episode airs, we'll be dropping an interview with storyboard artist Phil Andrews. We knew we needed an extra week. I reached out to Phil, who we had already been talking about an interview, and he really stepped up in the 11th hour and was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. So that interview came out last week, and I just want to give a quick shout out to Phil for that. My creative corner this week, though, actually does involve an email that we received to the Rewatching Home Movies, rhmpod@gmail.com. which again, like anyone reaches out, even if you just reach out to be like, hey, I listened to your podcast and I like it, that means the freaking world to us, dude.
Yeah.
So I want to read you guys an email that we received, and the subject of the email was Bye Bye Greasy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the email says, hello there. Really enjoy the show. Great work. I noticed in the episode Bye Bye Greasy at the 48:35 mark, you guys wondered who the Alan B. Foreman of the Alan B. Foreman New Auditorium is.
Oh, that's true. We did ask that.
Because Alan B. Foreman.
He be Foreman. Well, that would be me. I was one of the lead storyboard artists and senior animators on home movies starting in season 2, but primarily for seasons 3 and 4. I've had the pleasure of boarding several scenes in this episode specifically, in particular, McGurk's and I'll Race song.
Nice.
Home Movies was one of the best projects I had the pleasure of working on. I heard about your podcast from my pal Steve Rogan. Shout out, Steve. And it's been fun to hear fans of the show rewatch and discuss the entire series. Anyway, enjoy the rest of season 4. I'd be happy to discuss any questions you may have.
Ooh, Alan B. Foreman.
He be.
That was good.
So, very nice. Yeah. Here, let me hit the button, David. Actually, that's a really good joke.
Oh my God.
So this creative corner is to simultaneously shout out Phil Andrews for stepping up and doing the interview.
Thanks, Phil.
And yeah, thank you very much, Phil. And I may have scheduled an interview with Alan B. Foreman.
Let's freaking go.
Continues to be informant.
Yes.
That is actually, I very much thank you so much for reaching out. Because like, I know sometimes it'll be like, oh yeah, they clearly want to know. Let me slide in there and let them know. And you might get anxious about it because I know I do. Thank you so much for emailing.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Genuinely. So we've already had a little bit of a back and forth, and I'll be touching base with him very soon and setting up an interview. So
That's amazing.
you guys know I like to give something when we have to take weeks off, some kind of bonus episode. So yeah, again, huge shout out to Phil for
Yeah,
stepping in that interview. And it was such a great interview too. So
I know. It landed on the 4th of July. So it was like, yeah, for the 4th of July. I'm like, yeah, like I'm celebrating the 4th
yes,
of
we all celebrated the 4th of July.
Patriotic here on
Yeah.
this podcast.
Yeah, you can tell from fucking listening.
Yeah. So
But yeah, thank you, Phil. It was a
Phenomenal, Phil.
big help because oh my God, I was exhausted.
I think it's so appropriate that the last episode we did record before this one was,
The wizard's bait.
Yeah.
yeah, and just Brendan and personal burnout. Like, dude, it happens. And doing stuff like that where you're forcing it and now we got to record, we got to edit while we're trying to simultaneously get our lives in order. That's how it happens, kids.
Oh yeah, I felt the temperature rising as I was burning out. I was like, guys, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Yep. So that is my creative corner.
Great creative corner.
Wonderful creative corner.
All right, Marcin.
Yeah. Well, my creative corner, I asked to go last just to part the curtain a little bit more because I'm pretty sure this might cause a conversation. Yeah, we've been getting a little too chummy here. So I actually wanted to bring up my creative corner. This is a shout out to Craig for being classic Craig when he was doing his creative corner about like all the old video games he was going back to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here's the thing that I hate about Steam. I'll just get into it. You can cut it if you want. But like before I moved, I knew the first thing that was going up was my computer.
Right.
And so I downloaded some games that I wanted to fucking play and, downloaded the games.
I think I know where this is going.
I downloaded the games. And when I got there, I just bought Lenore. I wanted to replay that one. And I was going to play Life is Strange 2, Night in the Woods. That was on my list of things to
Nice.
play. But all of them needed a fucking Steam cloud.
They needed to be like verified through the Wi-Fi.
And if
What the fuck?
I bought them. They're mine.
Yeah.
I installed them on my computer. I don't need fucking Wi-Fi for that. Anyway, couldn't play those games. You know what I could play, though?
What?
Good old trusty Fallout New Vegas. Man, dude. So just to start this off, I want to say nothing against anybody who loves Fallout 4. Nothing against people who love Fallout 76.
What? Who would be these people?
I enjoy playing Fallout 76 with people as a multiplayer experience. I really do enjoy that game as a multiplayer experience. But there's something about Fallout New Vegas that I just can't get out of other games. I don't like Fallout 4. I'll just say it. I really don't like Fallout 4. For many reasons, I don't like Fallout 4. Most of them, narrative. That's fine. In Fallout New Vegas, it is such a different feeling. I love Fallout New Vegas so much. I was a huge fan of Fallout 3, and I'm going to be like old man yells at cloud for this a little bit, because the evolution of the Fallout games has gone somewhere different, and that's fine. It's away from me now. I can't pull it back. I can't be like Bethesda, give me back my old Fallout. I can't do that. But what I loved about Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, which those two games were like another evolution away from the original Fallout 1 and 2 from the 90s that people were like pissed off when, it became 3 in New Vegas. Understand this is how things work. But I love Fallout New Vegas so much because it was just such a phenomenal game that mixed like RPG elements with narrative that was so like funny and so charming and whimsical, but at the same time having a deep sense of philosophical ideas. The whole premise of Fallout New Vegas is that there are a bunch of factions trying to take over New Vegas, trying to take over the Mojave, trying to take over Hoover Dam. That's kind of like the biggest thing. There's a big battle at the end of Fallout New Vegas for this thing. And there's the Legion, which is a dictatorship. There's New Vegas, which is essentially run by a libertarian Mr. House. And there is the NCR, which is essentially the capitalist government of the United States of America. That's kind of like all of these different philosophies going. And your job as a player is to kind of suss it out and see what you want to happen. Who do you want to take these things over? And there's a lot of conversation within it about like philosophy. You get to Mr. House, who is like saved New Vegas from the bombs, essentially. And you're talking to him about democracy. And at some point he says, if you want to see the result of democracy, look out the fucking windows.
Damn.
Yeah. And I think that's what I'm missing about like modern day Fallout.
Yeah.
Is just
the deeper aspects of it.
Yes. The deeper narrative aspects, the things that actually make you think and learn about it versus like, again, I haven't played a lot of Fallout 4, but I've played enough to be like, it's not for me.
No,
I love Fallout New Vegas, and it has been such a godsend when I'm just sitting there like, I need to play a game.
If they do a remaster of it, or we can get it with a bunch of mods so it runs really well, I would be down to do like a let's play. I'd give it a shot.
I didn't know because I don't play any of the Fallout games, but I didn't know there was like a philosophical aspect to New Vegas at all.
And 3.
That's pretty cool. And 3? That's pretty cool.
I mean, the whole Fallout game started kind of like that, like about like apocalypse, like human nature. Like the title is like War Never Changes, like the human history of it, like what it means. And there's all these different philosophies of it. And me and Eddie will go on and on about the lore of Fallout. Aside from that, that is my creative corner. I love Fallout, and I kind of hate that it's been watered down to kind of appeal to the masses, but I also understand a lot of people like Fallout 4 and Fallout 76.
Oh, trust me, like when the season 2 of the show comes out, 76 there's going to be a huge push of new characters in the game. And that's fine. It's an MMO. That's cool.
Yeah. You can't keep everything the same as it was, as it ever was.
Such is life.
Yeah.
But that is my creative corner. I love Fallout New Vegas. And even though it's a buggy mess, please try it. Please. I know it looks kind of bad, but if you mod it, it's so wonderful.
We're going to jump into this episode of Home Movies.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Psycho-delicate it is. This episode opens up. We're at Renton Video's coffee shop, where a sign on the window tells us if you rent 12, you get one free. And that's a baker's dozen.
Damn.
Do you guys know about baker's dozens?
Not really.
A baker's dozen is 13.
Yeah.
A baker's dozen is like if you go to a baker, you go there a lot, you buy a dozen, he throws in one for free because you're a buddy. If you ever hear someone say a baker's dozen, it's 13 instead of 12. So
Gotcha.
that's where that's where that joke comes in. Inside, we see Brendan, Jason, Melissa with a book bag full of VHS tapes talking to the store clerk.
Rewind or else.
We see a couple posters on the back wall, one for Pirates of the Duck Pond and the other one called Legally Bald. Our three main characters are trying to convince the store clerk to put their movies on the shelf, saying a customer may see it and say, hey, this was made by some kids, so it must be good. But Jason pushes back, saying, or they could see it's made by kids and say it's probably not good.
Jason.
This is like independent distribution to a T.
I will say this store clerk is voiced by comedian Todd Barry. And this character is kind of a carryover from Dr. Katz. This character showed up, well, maybe not the specific character, but a video store clerk voiced by Todd Barry showed up around the last couple seasons of Dr. Katz. And Todd Barry and John Benjamin had a really good kind of chemistry together. So this is kind of a throwback to his character from Dr. Katz.
Nice.
Yeah. He was my doodle this week.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he's 22.
22.
Yes. Well, he goes on to explain that he knows the business and that's not how it works. It's not like Steven Spielberg just walks in and says, hey, do you want to carry Catch Me If You Can? I've got my backpack's full of them.
Could you tell me how it works, please?
Right. So around the 42-second mark, when Jason says maybe they should change the rules and we'll just hand you the videotapes, we see a quick shot of somebody walking in the background with a large stack of VHS tapes. This person looks remarkably like Buster Keaton, who is an actor who performed a lot of stunts in the silent film era. And this was actually confirmed to me by Steve Rogan, so thank you for that, Steve.
Name drop.
But have you ever seen any of the Buster Keaton, like the train?
Oh, yeah.
He did a lot of stunts.
Well, here, a little bit of Puzzle Valley lore. There is a spot in Puzzle Valley called Buster Beach.
Oh?
And it's under a derailed train.
Nice.
It's a nod to Buster
Nice.
Keaton.
Very nice.
I'm uncultured. I didn't know who Buster Keaton was. And then Tim showed me a bunch of the videos and I was like, damn.
Well,
Nice.
Yeah.
Filmmakers owe a lot to him. He
Yeah.
put so much into it, and he created a lot of techniques that are still used today.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. I mean, you had to do practical back then. What are you going to CGI it?
AI.
So he did a lot of stuff. I know the famous roller skating one where it looks like he's on the edge of.
That was Chaplin. I
Oh,
think.
was that Charlie Chaplin?
Buster Keaton did the
Train.
There's a bunch of train ones that he did, but he also was holding on to that clock tower, and he wasn't actually holding on to the clock tower. It was just perspective. So they were looking down, and he had a stage there, and they had a paint there. Essentially the same thing as Chaplin.
Right. A lot of it is like perspective illusions and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
There's one very famous one where he jumps through a woman's chest, and then she walks away from the wall, and she's fine, but she was laying down out behind the wall, and he jumped through a hole, and then she just kind of got down real quick and then walked away.
Yeah, there's a lot of. That was the one I think I was like, he jumps through a woman at one point. I can't really explain.
I didn't question it either.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yes. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that break that specific stunt down and how it's done. So yeah, a little Buster Keaton shout out in the back of Renton Videos.
Related to Michael Keaton?
Who's to say?
I bet he'd like to think so.
Well, the clerk says that he loves that they want to change the rules and he hopes that someday they will. But speaking as a 22-year-old, let me tell you, it's not that simple. He goes on to say that if him and his buds want to make movies, Renton Videos is sponsoring a film festival. He won it last year. So he tells them if they submit a film by Saturday, maybe they'll get in because they're always looking for creative new shit.
Do you think this guy knows James Cameron?
You're going to have to let me know who James Cameron is.
Titanic. Well, he likes clementines.
Oh, yeah. That's a home movies reference.
I was expecting Tim to get that one immediately.
All right. Well, the next scene, we're at the hair salon where it looks like Paula just got her hair done. She thanks her stylist Marco and gives him $70, which is $50 for the haircut and $20 for the tip.
Wait, hold on, I did some research on how much that would have cost today. As far as like, that would have been $120 today.
Yeah. So that probably would have been, $90 for the haircut and $30 for the tip?
Yeah.
I have never paid anything above $20 for a haircut.
That's wild. I don't know. I mean, haircuts to me they really should not be that much. I mean,
they shouldn't.
I understand getting your hair dyed or anything that involves product. Yeah, sure, whatever. If you got to charge me, but like haircuts should not be that much.
Yeah. I have found the perfect system for getting haircuts. I have a bartering system where I trade smooches to my fiance for a haircut.
I just started trading swords.
Swords.
You bought $1,200 worth of swords.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, I think we've seen this hairstyle on Paula before.
Really?
Yes. So, remember the pee pants video?
When she sent the America's Funniest Home Videos. I think you're right.
It's the exact same hairstyle because how can you forget those bangs?
Yeah, and she was wearing like a band shirt, I feel like a t-shirt or something. But yeah, the hair feels very similar.
I really want to like look it up to see if it's like the exact same hairstyle, but those bangs look very familiar to me.
I wonder if she was trying to feel a little bit younger.
Maybe.
Could have been.
Was it implied that she slept with Marco, or is that just like what Brendan?
No, Marco's whole thing was after he gives a haircut, he explains to Brendan that your mom is very beautiful and he wants to have a sexo with her.
The French are so romantic.
Do you think that was like him like not knowing the correct term? Because later on he's like, I said it wrong. I want to have sex with her.
Right. I don't know if it was like, oh, I said it wrong, or if it's like, what, in France, we talk about having sex with people all the time.
Yeah.
What's the deal?
Come on, Kramer.
All right, well, the next scene is they're walking down the street. Brendan points out to Paula that she gave that guy a pretty big tip. Paula says that he did a good job on her hair. Brendan agrees, but still thinks $20 is a big tip and even asks if the guy knows something or is possibly keeping secrets.
So it's a very similar
hairstyle?
Yeah, the bangs are a little different and there's a different headband, but it's the same kind of like situation.
Yep. Absolutely.
Like, the bangs from this episode, what is this episode called?
Psychodelicate.
The improving your life through improv version of this haircut, I like more.
Yeah.
This one looks a little
10 years older.
A little chopped, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's essentially the same haircut.
That's funny. Yeah, she's just trying to relive her youth a little bit.
Yeah,
it's a good hair.
The best of us.
Yeah.
Well, Paula pushes back and says she tipped him because he did extra good. And as they're talking about the hairstyle, they pass a guy playing a guitar on the street. Melissa immediately pointed out that he kind of sucks. And Jason says he has an earthen quality to him, but then immediately says, yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, he also has a dead cat.
Is the cat dead?
No, he's sleeping.
Okay, you say that. The cat does not move a single moment.
You move when you sleep?
We see the cat later on. If the cat was dead, he wouldn't just leave it there and then come back and play again.
I don't know. Buskers are...
This is not a dead cat situation. Nope.
It's a taxidermied cat situation.
Yeah, he does it for sympathy.
He has a dead cat that is taxidermied.
I like this. Brendan asks his mom if he can have money to tip him. And when Melissa questions why Brendan, he just says it's kind of fun to throw money away.
After he just got after Paula for tipping $20.
Yeah,
he's learning from her.
Yeah.
That's what he thinks of tipping. It's throwing money away.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a very money forward episode.
Yeah.
It really is, actually.
Yeah. Because it's a lot of like tipping and like it's a tipping episode. That's
very
what I
much.
should say.
Yeah.
If we give you enough money, you'll do what we want.
This episode should have been called Tipping Point.
Because even shit. Rewrite it. So, and even at the end, the kids are like trying to give the video guy tips.
Yep.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
A lot of tipping going on.
Damn.
Well, as soon as Brendan tips, the guy starts singing about Brendan. That's when Jason throws him some change as well, and the guy immediately starts singing about Jason. Melissa then gives him $1, and he starts singing Jason and Melissa sitting in a tree, and immediately Jason pushes back and says, "No, Melissa."
Damn.
Just Jason sitting in a tree.
Jason, just Jason.
Well, you'd think that Jason would like the Jason and Melissa sitting in a tree song because he loves Melissa.
Well, you forget Jason's a bad person, so if you...
This episode, I'm starting to get the vibe that I don't know if that crush is very much there anymore. They're both kind of being mean to each other this episode.
Yeah. And when you're a kid, crushes are very fleeting.
Right.
I mean, when you're a person, crushes are very fleeting. But especially when you're a child.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm gonna be honest, I think Jason's got a little crush on this dude playing the guitar.
Damn. Well, when you sing your guys' names.
Yeah.
It's a move for sure.
I like this. The guy asks Paula what her name is, and again, he's like, Jason.
I mean, what's it called? Being serenaded?
Yeah.
That was a fantasy of mine.
To be serenaded.
He does seem like he's doing the same thing, I think, when maybe Shannon was singing in Bye Bye Greasy, but he's like off to the stage, kind of like both hands, like, ugh. He does that for this guy just playing guitar out in the street.
Yeah.
Jason loves a singer.
Yeah. Especially if it's about him. Very quick tangent. Long time ago when we were in Chicago, me and Ed and a bunch of us went to Dick's Last Resort.
Nice.
And they gave us those hats that say mean things about you.
Mm-hmm.
We were walking out back to the train station and we passed a busker. And we were wearing the hats, and Eddie just took his off and put it in the busker's guitar case.
I thought you were going to say he put it on the busker's head.
That would have been wild.
That would have been much better. But the busker, like, saw him do it, watched him walk away, and just kind of like went, "This man put a hat in my..." and did exactly what this guy does.
Well, Mrs. Small said Mrs. Small said Mrs. She's little uptight.
I did not know Bob Dylan was in home movies.
Yep.
I had that thought too. It sounded like Bob Dylan.
Yeah. And I put right here, at this whole time, Jason is like swooning over this man playing guitar. They're about to leave. In a window in the background of the diner, we see the silhouette of Coach McGurk being approached by a waitress on roller skates.
I was writing a note the second this scene cut to the next scene.
Yeah.
Right. And there's no real like audio like change in the scene. It just immediately like flows to the next scene.
But you see in the background there, we have the waitress approaching, and you can tell that's Coach McGurk sitting.
Oh yeah,
at the table.
Very apparent silhouette.
Right.
Well, it just slides to the next scene inside the diner. Doesn't really have an audio audio like change or anything. So I'm looking down, and all of a sudden it goes to the next scene, and then just McGurk screaming.
Yeah,
scared the fuck out of me.
Well, he's screaming because a woman is pouring hot coffee in his lap. There's a random background character sitting behind Coach McGurk, and as soon as the waitress bends down to clean up the mess, he very obviously looks at her butt. The waitress introduces herself as Fred and explains it's short for Frida. And Frida is voiced, of course, by Laura Silverman, who did the voice of Linda, as well as Lonnie, as well as the woman who sings My Sweet Ass.
Nice.
Speaking of improving your life through improv, she gives Coach his check, and he makes a comment that he doesn't usually tip.
What a guy.
But she's been so nice when people aren't usually that friendly with him. As he goes to leave, she asks him when he's coming back, and Coach says he'll basically just go to work and tell him he doesn't feel well and come right back. We get a quick shot of Coach as he goes to leave. Sitting in one of the booths, drawing, is a background character we've seen before.
Yeah.
This is Mike Felsigno, who is the host of the horror podcast Don't Open This Podcast. We learned about him from my interview with David San Angelo. So right before he goes to leave, he finds another $1 bill, and Fred opens her shirt for him to put the dollar into.
Dun, dun, dun. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I always hated that when I would work at Arby's, people would come in during the summer and like pull money out of their like their tits and essentially give it to me, and I just
Well, hey, Wait a minute. Okay. So girls, women, we don't have pockets. They don't allow us pockets in our pants. Sometimes you just got to use what you have. And there's a lot of room in there. I'm sorry. It's a little sweaty, but it's still money.
You know what? You're right. Next time I don't have pockets in my shorts, I'll pull them out from my balls and be like,
where else are you going to put your shit?
I guess in my balls. You're right.
Balls and tits are different. I will say that.
Yeah, but it's like a money clip, the balls. It like presses down. Holds it right there.
Money clip. All right. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, I've missed this.
Give us pockets. And
Or accept sweaty boob money.
Yeah. That's all we want.
There's the compromise.
Yeah.
Or we have to carry around bags. We have to have a purse.
Yeah.
Just give me a pocket.
Yeah.
Give them a pocket.
I think that's fair. I think if we add more pockets for the ladies, then we'll get less sweaty boob money.
I think some people are going to have a problem with that, but...
I mean, yeah, the lawmakers who are squeezing the dollars into their mouths as they... I refuse to give them more pockets.
Oh, yes.
Well, from here we cut to what appears to be a movie with Brendan and Melissa on some floating debris in the middle of the ocean. Melissa explains to Joe that they survived the plane crash and they'll survive being lost at sea with these poisonous sharks. She even points out, Joe, that they should be safe because, Joe, sharks can't climb up out of the ocean unless, of course, they were sent by the devil.
I like when he says devil because he kind of stumbles back and like he's going to fall off the box and it cuts. So he's like...
Right. Jason comes out of the water. He's like, did somebody say the devil? So basically my deal is...
I don't know why that got me so hard.
It's so funny. But I like this. He explains that basically his deal is he only eats liars. And Brendan's just sitting off to the side and he's like, oh no.
I don't know why. For me, this is my humor. I don't know why, but Melissa just saying Joe over and over and over again.
Yeah. And Brendan even says, why don't you say my name one more time?
I don't know why that's so fucking funny to me. I remember when I would get in Ubers and it would see the name and I would talk to the Ubers because I didn't have anxiety at that time. The Uber drivers. And I remember there's one, his name was George, and I would just keep saying his name over and over. And it made me feel happy. It just made me feel so fucking.
It's so my dad coded. That's something whenever we would like go out to eat or something, if somebody had their name tag, oh, hey, Juan, how you doing today? And just keep calling them by their name. And sometimes I'm like, okay.
Sometimes the name it has to be the right name. Like Joe, perfect. George, better.
Yeah.
What's going on, George? Well, let me tell you something about George.
All right, George, listen. All right. Well, the second movie we see Melissa is playing a scientist who is leaving her partner because she loves her work with a monkey so much more. She even picks up one monkey, which is just Josie in a monkey costume.
Perfect casting.
Oh, Brendan's character named Tony pushes back and says, you can't go out to dinner with a monkey. You can't go to a movie with a monkey. You can't get married to a monkey. That's when Rita says with her research, she's hoping that someday she can. That's when we see Jason swinging in as a monkey knocks Brendan over. I love Brendan's delivery of that line, damned as a monkey.
I will say Jason is very cute as a monkey.
Perfect casting.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks so happy in it, too, to just be smacking Brendan in the face.
The third movie we see, Jason is evil Mr. Box.
That threw me the second that fucking showed up.
I love it. The box is being dropped on a forklift, and the forklift is being driven by Josie.
Wait.
Yeah, Josie's got a lot of camera time.
Nice.
So him being lowered like this made me think of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one face.
And I noticed that they put a pocket on the side of the box.
Yeah.
Because of the line later where he's like, you told them the codes were in my pocket?
I need like an X-ray drawing of this box just to see like how Jason is in the box.
Yeah.
It's like Buster Keaton. My first forklift.
I love that.
Oh.
Josie driving the forklift with the little helmet is adorable.
Perfect casting.
Price. And the cat's in a box. I didn't see that.
He is talking to the spy, Mr. Blind, played by Brendan, of course. In the background, we see Melissa's character, who appears to have 6 arms. Mr. Blind tells Mr. Box he knows where the computer codes are, and Mr. Box immediately asks his assistant why he told Mr. Blind the computer codes were in his pocket. That's when she points out that he tricked him And that's when we see a part of the background fall forward and knock over Brendan.
Is it Johnny Blind or Mr. Blind?
Oh, I think she calls him, I think the box guy calls him Mr. Blind, but she calls him Johnny Blind, the world's blessed sply or something like that. Once that cuts, we see it's Brendan, Jason, and Melissa in front of a whiteboard, and Brendan is saying that they narrowed it down to 3 movies, which are Jury Duty, Love Moi Do, and number 3, The Man in the Box is Bad. Written on the dry erase board and crossed out, we see several movies that should sound familiar, including The Wizard's Baker, Septipus, Starboy. One just says Hotel, which I'm thinking is maybe the movie that they filmed while they were on the field trip at the motel.
Yeah.
One of them was called Who's Your Daddy, which was the movie about the 2 convicted felons that were both father to Melissa. The 3 of them are basically trying to vote on the 3 movies they should submit to the film festival, but when it comes time to vote, they slowly realize they're all voting for different movies, and that's when Brendan says they need an outside opinion.
I have a question.
Yes.
Which out of the 3 movies would you guys have picked?
The ones that they showed...
Yeah, the 3.
One of the movies, too, I see Queen of Diamonds, and then one of them, too, just said moviewinner.com. Which was the website Brendan wrote for. I guess of those 3, I kind of like, and I don't understand because Jason says Jury Duty, which they do later say is the one with the shark.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how they got the title of Jury Duty from their...
Yeah, I don't know about
Well, because the whole premise, because I did like the premise of Jury Duty, which was he only eats people who lie, which I think is like the jury duty of trying to discover who's like wrong or whatever. Sure.
Yeah.
Bad title. I can admit that.
Yeah.
But that's the one I would have picked.
That's the one I would have picked too.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to pick the box one.
Yeah.
Just because it's so...
The Man in the Box is bad.
Yeah, and I just... The way that Jason moves when he's like jumping in the box just reminds me of VeggieTales a little bit.
That is funny.
I think as them, as children, they should, The Man in the Box is bad, that one for sure, because I think the level of camp would like bring them a long way.
Yeah.
Whereas Jury Duty, I loved the premise so much more, but I think it should have been like an A24 film for the premise of like a shark that eats people who lies.
I'm glad none of us picked the I'm gonna marry a monkey.
Yeah, that would have been weird.
What was that Dexter's Laboratory short, like Atomic Monkey series that was?
Yeah, it sounds like vaguely familiar.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I could think of when the monkey got brought up. If I could Google it.
Yeah. So I think you just ripped a memory out of my brain.
Yeah.
As a woman who was in love with Atomic Monkey. That's all I remember.
The Man in the Box is bad reminds, I think I just heard a thing, I don't know if it's true or not, but about some teenagers that submitted a film to a film festival. Marcin, did you hear anything about this? And it was like a buddy cop movie. And they like were explaining scenes and they were just like so ridiculous. And like some of the lines were just, and it's like, oh, it won the festival, like hands down.
That's the thing. You can either go like try to be super serious, super cool, or you could be like just camp and fun.
Yeah.
Goofy.
Let's just be fucking goofs about it.
And honestly, a lot of the time that wins out.
Yeah.
It really does.
Absolutely.
Having a great time doing it and then having a great time watching it.
Yeah. Well, the following scene, we see Coach, and he's walking out of the diner counting some money. He walks by the guy playing the guitar and drops some money in his guitar case and tells him to get some lessons. But as he's walking away, he realizes he accidentally put a $20 bill in there instead of a $1 bill like he intended. When he realizes his mistake, I would not have done this, but he goes back to like explain and say, hey, I accidentally dropped a 20. And immediately the guitar player pushes back and says, no, that money was there, dude. It's been there all day, dude. So they immediately start arguing, calling each other dude over and over again. And that's when Coach bends down to grab the 20 and the guitar player starts singing that Fatso's taking my money back.
Fatso taking my money back.
I like a crowd starts gathering. Coach tells him not to sing it. Coach is trying to tell everyone to walk away, but is still getting pissed, and the guy is calling him Fatso in the song. Eventually, Coach, frustrated, said, this is why music is evil. Here's a 5. I'm leaving. Yeah, in the commentary, they mentioned that the one guy in the background with the mustache is very kind of Dr. Katz looking. That would be like a pretty traditional Dr. Katz looking character.
He doesn't look like he's having a seizure.
No. They graduated from Squiggle Vision.
No, Dr. Katz never did.
No, it didn't. But whole movies here we did.
Yes.
here in Anytown, USA.
I love that so the busker is holding the guitar like a gun, essentially.
Right.
And then later on, McGurk is doing the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he is.
I forgot about that.
So now we're back in the movie of Mr. Blind versus Mr. Box. Mr. Blind is explaining to Melissa, the henchman, that Mr. Box is going to jail for a very long time. And in prison, they don't take kindly to boxes. Well, the henchman confesses there's something she needs to tell him, that she loves Mr. Box like her brother. Mr. Blind replies, moo, but then asks for clarification, stating, did you say brother? And Melissa says, did you say moo? Mr. Blind points out that she was supposed to say father, and she pushes back, saying she's pretty sure the script said brother. And that's when Mr. Blind points out she made a mistake. Like when a couple minutes ago you kept calling me Brendan. We hear Mr. Box saying, you were saying. The henchman rips open their shirt to reveal that she is also made of boxes, and Mr. Box is her father.
What is the symbolism here?
She's flashing her box body. Oh, the atomic bomb?
Yeah. Six-handed, just holding open. That looks like a chair more than it looks like a box.
Yeah. They should have flipped it.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all right.
She's like, take a seat.
Well, when the movie pauses, we pull back to reveal this is Brendan, Jason, and Melissa showing Paula the 3 movies to figure out which one they should submit to the festival. Paula seems to be having a hard time picking a favorite and clarifies it's between these 3. They all start telling her to pick one, with Jason even being like, yes, pick one, as in pick the number 1. She has a very hard time choosing one and quickly walks away so she can go make some cookies.
Just pick one. Just help them out. They're not saying which one's better. Just pick one, Paula.
Yeah. Well, we're back in the monkey movie. Dr. Rita in bed with Jason as a monkey until he pushes a banana in her face. Pushes her out of bed. That movie pauses. We pull back to reveal now it's Brendan, Jason, and Melissa showing these movies to Coach McGurk so he can pick his favorite. Immediately, Coach says they all sucked. He's not really a movie fan, but he did enjoy the beer and asks for another one. He asks which one had the shark, and Jason immediately says, jury duty, jury duty. Well, Coach goes on to explain that movie was awful, but he really likes Jaws and asks them if they have Jaws on DVD. They ask one more time if he had to pick one, to which Coach gives the classic line, if I had to pick one, I would pick none. And then immediately says he has to go.
He's right about Jaws, though. Jaws is a fantastic movie.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys have it on DVD?
No.
No, I bet we could watch it digitally, though.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen Jaws in a long time.
It's top 5.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Damn. Well, we're back at the Sunnyside Diner where Fred is apologizing to Coach about the gravy boat. He said not to worry about it. He goes on to say, she's still a great waitress. She's there all day, so she's never not going to spill three things on one person in the course of a meal. He then says, speaking of gravy, goes on to present Fred with a $20 bill, which he wrote, hi, Fred. Coach asks Fred when she's not waitressing, what is she up to? And she replies, when she's not waitressing, she's actressing. She says she hasn't gotten a big break yet. Well, Coach goes on to explain that he knows a guy, who makes movies. And he was just at his house and he was showing off some of his films and they were great. And Fred could definitely be in this guy's films.
During this whole conversation, I remember when I was watching it earlier, Google told me to look at the
salt
and
pepper shakers. Interesting.
They're little.
Because if you do pause for a second, the salt and pepper shakers are made of gnomes? No. They're in the shape of gnomes. They're also clear. At one point, I know Fred puts her hand down behind them and you see her hand. So they are some classic home movies clear. But yeah, we got a couple gnomes there.
I'm just going to pretend they're glass.
Yeah, smart.
Thanks.
Well, Fred asks when she can start, even says she can do all kinds of stuff, like an accent.
Oh, that hit close to home.
She says, I can do European. Eh?
That got me too.
Well,
what did she say?
She said that's Canadian, and Coach asks if that's Europe, and she said, where do you think Europe is? Mexico?
Honestly, a match made in heaven, to be honest.
She then says she can do a blind person, and then proceeds to spill even more stuff on Coach McGurk while flailing around with her eyes closed. She then says she can do different emotions like happy, and starts laughing like a crazy person, or sad, and then screams in a restaurant full of people. That's when Coach replies, you're really good. You're going to get fired.
I honestly think they're like, we need to stand in for Little Mama. Because if that's not Little Mama coded, I don't know what is. I can do all this. Ah!
That's so true.
Yeah. I think she has a little less ADHD than Little Mama because she seems to be able to stay on track. Whereas Little Mama was a little more random here and there, but
well, nobody's as good as Little Mama.
No,
that's right.
No one will ever compare.
Yeah.
Bring back Little Mama.
Yeah.
Well, the very next scene starts with Brendan saying, nope. Again, super good pacing in these episodes. I wrote this down. There was a documentary about South Park.
Oh,
and how basically
Monday's Air?
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of the things they talked about in that episode was the writing process, where a lot of times when you write a story, it's like this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. But they explained that if you can start replacing and thens with buts and therefores, well, this happened, but this happened, therefore this happened. I notice a lot of that in this episode. There's so much like, well, this happened. McGurk is trying to suck up to this blonde, and he knows Brendan makes movies, and she says she's an actress. Oh, but this happens. They need a movie for the film festival, and they need a tall blonde. Therefore, Brendan has to go back and eat humble pie and say, hey, listen, let's go. Bring on the tall blonde. Like, very good writing for this episode. Like, the pacing is great. The writing is so good, and it's so wild to me because this is not like this. When I think like favorite episodes of the show, this episode never comes to mind. Never. It's a great episode. It's written beautifully, but it's never like if I wanted to introduce someone to the show, this is not the episode I would recommend.
No, because it's very like hijinks and shenanigans light.
Yeah.
There are shenanigans, but it's mostly like, here is a cohesive story. This is what we start off with, and here's how we end.
Yeah.
And that's where I like it. I like that you brought up the South Park stuff because that little tiny piece of advice I got from them changed a lot of my writing process because it's just such a small detail, but it's so helpful because they say, if you put and then in between certain things, your story's fucked.
Right.
But therefore, and it's night and day, honestly, with the home movies episode, especially because my first complaints from this show was like, things will just happen and there will be no payoff.
Right.
And then here, completely different.
Exactly. And I remember watching that documentary, and not at that time, I was not comedian. I wasn't really I wasn't like making YouTube. I wasn't doing anything like that. But I remember hearing that advice and being like, oh shit, that's great advice.
Yeah.
So
it's been very helpful.
Right. So basically, Coach is begging Brendan to put Fred in a movie, starts showing Brendan some headshots, and Brendan keeps repeating no. Coach says this has to happen, and he kind of promised her and proceeds to give Brendan some money and claims it was a gift. And he should put her in the movie. And again, Brendan says no. So Coach says, well, at least give me my money back. And Brendan says no again and walks away. So Coach falls to the ground and asks, what is happening to me this week?
We're not going to talk about all of the pictures of Fred that Coach just had showing.
You can't call them headshots, can you?
I'm just a little disappointed that we didn't get to see the smile at all in like real life, like when she's like
right.
Like, I think I would have liked her better as a character if she, like, flashed a really scary, creepy smile every once in a while.
Yeah.
And been like batshit a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because the smile in her quote-unquote headshots is unhinged.
I wrote down, it reminds me of the character from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Do you remember?
I remember Courage. I do think I remember a character that smiled like that.
I remember being very naughty. Because like that character from Courage the Cowardly Dog that, you know, kind of resembled Gary Busey.
Yeah.
With that giant smile is all I can think of whenever I see her, especially when she's like grabbing her ankles, like bent over in front of the camera, like smiling from in between her legs with her pink polka dotted, I think they're underwear.
What's the word? They are called bloomers.
That's
Bloomers.
That's what I was trying to do. I could only think of like what the British people call like underwear.
Yeah.
Well, we're back in the basement with Brendan, Jason, and Melissa, realizing the situation is hopeless and they're never going to decide what movie to pick. Jason mentions they might as well shoot a whole new movie, and Melissa says it's actually not a bad idea because they have until Saturday. Melissa even suggests the movie Jason wrote about the washing machine repairman who tie-dyes people's clothes, and Jason clarifies his movie Psychodelicate and goes on to say they need a tall, beautiful blonde to play the lead. No offense, Melissa. Melissa says none taken, she can't play blonde. And Jason fires back, or beautiful. No offense, Melissa.
Punch to the gut.
Literally, oh my God.
He didn't have to say that.
No, he didn't.
Being a fucking neg.
Melissa again says none taken, but you can tell by the look on her face, she's like, all right, screw you a little bit. Brendan,
chocolate factory.
Well, Brendan pushes back, saying she doesn't need to be tall, blonde, and beautiful. And Jason says, yes, she does. It's a spoof of a Hitchcock thriller, so they need a tall, blonde leading lady.
They've got the wig.
Yeah.
Melissa points out they don't have time to find a tall blonde. Brendan, while slowly sinking away, eye twitching, says he can get a tall blonde actress.
I don't understand why he's so against, like, hiring her.
Yeah, you would think if somebody wanted to be in his movie, you'd be like, yeah, of course.
It's just like October all over again.
Maybe he thought it was going to be another Lonnie situation. She did not do a super great job.
Yeah, but he asked her to be a part of it. She didn't ask him.
That's true.
He was just like, you're my Yoko.
Right. Well, now we're on the set of Psychodelicate, and we see Fred talking to McGurk, saying that when you said kids, she didn't realize you meant, like, children. She said she's still going to do it because she's a professional, and Coach says that the setup is great. They converted the whole basement to a film studio. Brendan calls action, and they start the scene, but it seems like Fred keeps interrupting Jason and goes on to show Jason where the washing machine is. She trips and falls. Brendan yells, cut, and immediately Coach starts clapping. He asks Brendan, what do you think? And Brendan says, we definitely got that on tape. That's for sure.
At one point, she said, 8 isn't young these days, which I don't know if I want to know what that means.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wrote during this scene, I want to take my headphones off. So bad. I reached for them, the non-existent ones, just because it was dry. And then she falls, right? And she gets back up and then she like readjusts herself into the camera.
The washing machine. The washing machine.
I wanted her to go back to the store and just scream in public again. I can do this.
Well, we have a very quick scene where we see Paula walk by a mirror and notices that her hairdo is a hair don't.
Damn,
Tim. Got her. So we're back in Psychodelicate. Jason is fixing Fred's washer. Jason claims the part will take 2 days, but he'll stay there and wait. Because that's what he does for all of his Victa customers. Fred invites him upstairs for a drink, but once Jason kills the light, she once again trips. So again, we pull back to reveal this is Brendan, Jason, Melissa watching the film, saying that Fred is a comedic genius. Brendan agrees, says they have to shoot the final scene tomorrow because the movie is due on Saturday. While they're arguing whether this is 2 or 3 days away, Jason counts out the days on his fingers. And that's when Melissa points out, Jason, you have really fat fingers.
Damn. It's because he said that she wasn't beautiful.
Yep. Jason sarcastically says, thank you, Melissa. And Melissa says she just noticed. And Jason tells her, yeah, you try losing weight in just your fingers.
So true.
Right.
So now we have Paula on the phone with Marco saying her hairdo is coming undone and it's only been a few days. Goes on to say that she paid $70 for this haircut. Marco pushes back saying, no, you only paid $50. And Paula says, well, plus the $20 tip. Marco says he doesn't count the tip. Paula pushes back and says, well, Paula counts the tip. I like their little end of conversation bit where it's like, Marco, Paula. Marco, Paula.
I didn't even catch on
Marco?
to that.
That's very charming, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never gotten my hair done professionally, so I don't understand like if it's possible for it to come undone at some point.
See, that I don't know. I know traditionally for me, like, especially if it involves shaving a lot, it will usually for me take a couple days for the haircut to like kind of like grow into what I want it. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
From what it looks like, it almost looks like she got kind of like an 80s shag type situation. And those, when they are styled and straight from the like the stylist does it, it looks fucking immaculate. It looks great. And then you wash your hair and you just do your own thing with it. And 9 times out of 10, it is not going to look good. You have to style your hair when you get hairstyles like that. So, like, yeah, I get it. I understand.
Well, at least it's grounded in reality because I wrote down, like, I got this haircut a week ago. What did that guy do to me? It's like, what did you do to you?
Well, the next scene, we see the man playing his guitar on the street. But when Coach walks by, he starts singing, uh-oh, here comes that fat guy taking his money back.
Cat's still there.
Cat's still there.
The same position. It's taxidermied.
Well, we're back at Renton Videos, and Brendan is there to inform the clerk that their movie is almost ready for delivery. Brendan notices the tip jar and asks him if he gets tips for renting movies, and the clerk specifies that actually he gets tips for getting people coffee. Brendan throws him some money into the tip jar, and the clerk asks him if he wants any coffee. And Brendan says, sure, but I'm going to have to use the money that I just used to tip you.
So Brendan, Paula, and McGurk all tried to take the money back that they gave.
Damn.
As well.
I think that's the thread that holds it all together.
Yeah. Well, we're back at the diner where Coach is leaving Fred a little something extra. Fred tells him that he's spoiling her, and Coach goes on to say, well, since they've known each other for over a week, that he was thinking maybe they could go on a date together. Fred is very apologetic and explains to Coach that she has a boyfriend, and Coach replies, you have got to be kidding me. So the next scene, we see Paula at the salon, and Marco is trying to say that her hair looks great. And I love this part. He like pans a mirror by her a couple times very quickly to try to prove his point. And he's like, that's good. You're good. You're done. You go. And Paula immediately says, fix it or give me my money back.
Did she get her money back?
She got her tip back.
Oh.
Yeah, she says that later.
I'm surprised it's not the other way around where like he got to keep the tip, but he had to refund the haircut.
Yeah. Maybe that was the compromise. We'll give you 20 back.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense, but like 50 is a larger number. So I'm sure he was like, no.
That's so fair.
Coach still in the diner, frustrated with Fred.
Why didn't you say something? I mean,
Well,
I've been coming here for a week.
I thought you knew. I mean, I didn't know that it was an
What do you
issue.
mean I knew? Oh, you're not wearing a sign.
Well, I'm really sorry, John.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It's really awkward.
Yeah, it is really awkward. I want my money back.
What?
My tip money.
That hurt.
All
You're
those
kidding,
tips.
right?
No, I gave you a lot more tips than I would have given somebody I didn't want to have sex with.
You
There
want me
it
to
is.
give you your money back?
Well, part of that, I think, it's deservedly mine.
You have to be kidding me. That's ridiculous.
How come you're not dumb anymore?
You know what? Take your money. Take it. You can have it.
Great, give it.
No,
What is that?
not really take it. Just take it like the way people say, take your money. I don't want your money, but
That's crazy. You're evil.
Hey, sweetheart, what's happening over here?
hi, baby.
This guy giving you trouble, huh?
That's your boyfriend?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play one chord.
Oh, yeah?
Don't do it.
Oh, yeah? What's gonna happen?
Don't even move your
Gonna happen.
finger near the string.
You do what
I'm
you
serious.
want to do, baby.
You shut up, lady.
You
Don't
do what
touch
you
the
were
guitar.
born to do,
Put
baby.
the guitar down.
I just remembered hearing about this, and I didn't hear it until we listened to this with headphones on. When Coach asks Fred, "Is that your boyfriend?" you hear her say yes, and then in a very quiet tone, you hear yes again.
I noticed that. I thought it was like us here in this moment.
No, it's like an audio error from editing or something. Maybe she was doing multiple just takes of yes or something. But I think something got left in that shouldn't have.
Damn, I didn't even hear it.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's definitely when Coach is like, "That's your boyfriend?" And she goes, "Yes."
You want me to replay?
Yes. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let me see if I'm good at this. Hi, honey.
Hey, baby. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy giving you trouble, huh?
That's your boyfriend?
It was
Yes.
a ghost of Fred.
You see that on Grave Encounters where it's like, did you hear this in the background when I was speaking at the same time?
Yes. All right. Well, now we see Paula, Brendan, and Josie approach Coach, who is now sitting on the side of the street with a guitar. He tells them never to eat at that diner and even asks Paula what's wrong with her hair. She said they screwed it up, but she got her money back. Well, the tip anyway.
So at this point, we can mark it up. He's killed 3 people.
Yeah. Or at least hurt him to get his guitar.
Right.
Dude.
I don't see any blood on the guitar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, were we not going to talk about that whole exchange where he's like,
Oh, yeah.
where he's like, why aren't you dumb anymore? Like that hurt my whole being.
In a good way?
No, in a good way.
And I think the line before it where he's like, "Yes, I tipped you way more money than someone I didn't want to have sex with." It's like, dude. And then he hits you with the, "Why aren't you dumb anymore?"
Man.
See, this is... So we love to laugh at McGurk and how stupid he is, and we like show our Gurk-sized mirror to the world and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the end of the day, like he is a kind of a scumbag. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say.
I think so.
yeah.
I think he's a character that you love because at the end of the day he's not a real person.
Right.
But like,
But he is though.
but like I know people who are like that.
Oh yeah.
So it's very like to see it. I don't know. Just hearing it on a screen, I was just like, oh no, it's taking me back places I don't want to go.
Just
So-
the like, give me my money back. That one got me worse than the like, why aren't you dumb anymore? Because like at some point, like you kept fucking spilling all of this coffee on me, and now all of a sudden you have a different personality. I can understand how that makes him crazy, but also get bent.
I mean, oh, the service industry.
Oh yes,
Yeah. Well, Coach goes on to explain to Brendan that his leading lady is a lying bitch and he fired her. Brendan freaks out, saying the movie is due tomorrow. So that's when we see them filming the final scene of the movie where Jason is talking to a blonde woman saying it's all true and he hates himself. That's when we cut to an alternative angle and see that this blonde is now played by Coach McGurk. Once again, wearing a dress and makeup. And still his whistle,
Yeah. Damn, where's Stephanie? She'd love this.
right?
I think McGurk loves this.
Oh yeah.
He says that he's a cop and Jason is under arrest for murder. But Jason said all he ever did was tie-dye people's clothes when they weren't looking. They embrace, and that's when Melissa jumps in and starts beating Coach with a baseball bat. Jason says he loves her, And that's when Melissa points out that McGurk's character is the real psychodelicate killer. Well, the movie stops, and it is revealed that this is Brendan, Jason, and Melissa showing the movie to the movie store clerk, who says he cannot let them in the festival, and they should try again next year.
What a dick.
Brendan tells him to watch it again, and the clerk says no, it's a bad movie. They start putting more money in the tip jar, and the guy still insists that he will not let them into the festival.
Is he in charge of the festival?
I think so.
So he won
The festival
the
he's in
first
charge of.
festival?
I believe he did say Renton Videos is sponsoring. So, yeah, I could see him being in charge of it.
Yeah.
He's probably a judge, too. And no, wouldn't you know it, his film won. As a 22-year-old.
Yeah. As someone who's run a couple film festivals, at a certain point, you need a judge. You start calling anybody. It doesn't fucking matter their credentials. Like, what do you think about this movie? You have no thoughts? Give me a rating just to say something so I can judge this and put this up at some point.
Not just that, but if you're running this rinky-dink dog and pony show of a film festival, I would, if anyone was like, I want to put my face, as long as it wasn't like racist or something, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
You got to pack that fucking schedule. Not everybody has a film to throw in.
And again, this movie might be incredibly charming for people to be like, dude, these 8-year-olds are hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
If anything, this guy just got these kids' hopes up.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
And said, no, try again next year. I remember running film festivals where we didn't have enough films, so I had to go out and film my own short film over the weekend to put it into the festival. Because
And then did you win?
I made sure that I didn't, because that feels weird.
Yeah.
I told the judges, myself, not to vote for this guy, myself.
Yes. Essentially, yeah.
They put more and more money into the tip jar, and the guy still insists he's not letting him into the festival. That's when Coach approaches with the guitar and 60 cents. And once again, Brendan tells him to watch the film again. And that's when Coach comes in with his guitar and a couple of chords. Boom, boom, boom. Watch it again. One more time. Watch it again, or I'll break your back.
Behind.
Watch it again, or I'll punch your fucking face.
Did we know that McGurk could play guitar? Did we know this about him?
Well, once he
I
got
don't
his
think
money
so.
back from that busker, he went and bought lessons.
Right.
You're gonna accept the kids' movie, or I'll kill you.
I just love how it slowly slides into the screen like it's a gun. Let's see, he's holding it like a gun.
Yep, and he's doing the poke thing. Right in his face. I like when they're dancing like that. We should loop that and just play like the lo-fi version of our theme song
Oh, that's really good.
with the kids just like dancing like that.
We can do that. I want to listen to that real quick.
Just watch it again one more time. Watch it again.
Watch it again. One more time. Watch it again, or I'll break your back. Watch it again, or I'll punch your face in. You're gonna accept the kids' movie, or I'll kill you. Solo.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, and during the end credits, we hear Coach sing the song Watch It Again.
I was wondering why he was like so invested in this movie that he would like threaten this clerk to watch it again, but he's in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So like,
he's back at it again.
yeah.
Does he want to be in the movies? Does he not want to be in the movies? We can never tell with
He's
this
playing
man.
hard to get.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, gang, that is the end of season 4, episode 6, Psycho Delicate. What are our thoughts?
Was there a part with a water slide? Who said something about a water slide?
When Coach asked Fred out on a date, he mentioned we could go to a water slide.
That's right.
And I think you were like, oh, a man after my own heart. And in my head, I was like, this perv wants to see this woman in a bikini.
Oh, my head went to take her swimming on the first date. That trend.
Fuck.
I don't know what that is.
Where it's like women wear so much makeup, you take them swimming on the first date so you can see what they really look like.
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
We all went very different places.
Yeah, we
with that
did.
one.
And honestly, I think they're all fairly valid, to be honest.
I was just like, I like water slides. There's a good 5 years in a row where my birthday was like, we're going to a water park.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
One of my, if I ever had like dumb money, which will never happen, but if I ever did, I always wanted to like rent out a water park for just like me and my friends for
Hell
the
yeah.
day.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to stand in line for
Yeah,
like.
fuck that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Other people? No.
Lazy River, my piss only.
That's right. Just me and my friends piss. No one else's piss.
Piss River.
I want no stranger piss. I need that familiar friend and family piss.
You need a guitar.
I
I don't know if it's that type of thing where you're in a desert for so long and then you get out of the desert and you drink water and you're like, oh, this is the most amazing water I've ever drank. But it's just like regular water because it's been a month since I've seen home movies. And I'm like, oh, God, that was a really fun episode of home movies. And there's that one part of like, it's just been a while. But then it's the other part of like, oh, this is a very film-centric episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Yeah,
this was a very good episode. I really liked it.
Mhm.
Yeah. But again, like not an episode, I'd be like, well, if you want to check out what the show is, this is the episode.
No.
So it exists in this weird kind of, it's both. It's a great episode, but it's not like an S tier, like, hey, you got to see this episode. Like I feel like Camp or Renaissance by Greasy, whatever. So yeah, very good episode though.
Yeah. I definitely enjoyed it. I love the writing of it. Like, and I love that everything had a combined thread that it's trying to stick to.
You've been waiting for payoffs for like 3.5 seasons. So
Dude.
I get it, dude. I get it.
I got so scared. I tried to rewatch Heart Smashers just to see like maybe I was just not in the right headspace.
Which one was that again?
That's with Simon and Septipus.
The one that Marcin was like, I probably won't rewatch that episode.
Yeah, and I tried, and I got to Fenton singing the Septipus, and it was over. I couldn't get very far into it.
I get it.
Yeah.
And so I'm back in this place, and it's like, oh yeah, no, there are like very charming characters. Fred is, diet little mama. I really just wish I had little mama, but I loved the busker. I loved the fucking guy who's like, yeah, you want to do a film festival? And then they're going through I love whenever I get to see all of their home movies. So yeah, I enjoyed it, obviously.
Yeah. Well, let's start with this. Jason.
That's right. We kind of skipped over it, but there's that part where they're showing like each other like what thing they're voting for. They're like, okay, on 3, and Jason does that fucking kid shit where he's like,
number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah. And they're like, no, don't do it, Jason. Just no. I want you to know.
Yeah.
this is the one. And that got on my nerves. So he was already on a rocky start, and then he kept coming at Melissa.
Yeah.
For just no reason.
Yeah, he was pretty shitty to Melissa. No offense.
She got him back with the fingers.
Yeah.
What's your name? Jason. No. What's your name? Jason.
Jason and Melissa. No, Melissa.
Just me.
Jason. Just one Jason.
And then I understand like the humor of someone saying something so out of pocket that it's just like, wow, that was very funny because it came out of nowhere. But then there's the times when it's just mean. And I think of the SpongeBob prank episode where Squidward throws like SpongeBob out of the dumpster and he's just all sad and gross.
Yeah, cylinder shape.
Yeah. And so it's like, you don't have to go that hard with it. And when he said, or beautiful, no offense, Melissa, I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, he's got a C. I gave him a C for that one.
C for see you next Tuesday, Jason. All right. I think that's a fair Jason grade. I am not even going to try to fight that. As far as grade for the episode itself, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Adele.
I really liked this episode.
Yeah.
I always like seeing like the different types of movies that they try to make and like the different like sets that they make because they're kids and the Fisher Price fucking
my first forklift.
Yeah.
That was cute.
That was pretty cute. The whole like McGurk and the waitress storyline, like very real. I really liked the fact that the busker and her were in a relationship.
Yeah, that was a nice reveal.
I kind of want it to be canon that he sits out there just so like if he hears things going down inside he can go run to her for the rescue, but I don't think it worked because he still got attacked. Anyway, I really
and
like.
murdered.
Well, we don't know that yet.
We might see him
He
again.
might just be in the hospital, critically injured. We don't know. But yeah, I really liked it. Is it an S tier episode for me? No, but I'm going to give it an A minus.
Wow, I think that's a really good grade, and I'm really sorry to do this, but I was actually going to give it an A minus as well.
That's okay.
I
Wins.
yeah, because exactly what you said. It was a great episode. It was really fun. The story so well written. The
Mhm.
pacing phenomenal, and yeah. But is it an S tier episode? Not really. And yeah, it's not one that I would, even if somebody's like, hey, recommend 5 episodes of home movies. This one would never make the top 5. Never, ever. But it was enjoyable. I think it was a solid A minus episode. So I agree 100%.
Well, that makes 3 of us because it, like I said, I wanted to really give it an A, but it's not like like the A episodes I think of where I like enjoy it, I relate to it super heavily or just super funny. It was enjoyable. I think that's where it was.
Yeah.
It was just an enjoyable episode. I really liked the end where McGurk's like, watch it again.
Yeah.
It's an earworm.
It's just so funny. And then, but everything like leading up to, it feels like it's like leading up to something. It's like a climax is coming. It's like rising action all the way up.
Right.
And then it kind of just falls a little bit.
It's one of those classic like story, like TV show stories where it's like, okay, we're going to enter this festival. We're going to get in. We're going to figure out what movie. Psych. We're going to make a new movie. We got this. We got this. We got this. And then the episode ends and the guy's like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Come back next year.
And watch it again, which
Yeah.
is like, I guess if that's the payoff of the episode, well done. I enjoyed that very much, but like A minus because like I was expecting something more.
Yeah,
But-
that's fair.
Fun, still very
Yeah.
fun, enjoyable time.
Yeah. I was very much floating between that A minus B plus, but it is such a good episode. I don't want to take that away from it at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, A minus I think makes a lot of sense, and I feel like we all think that.
Oh,
since
yeah.
we all gave it an A minus.
A minus squared? Cubed.
Cubed.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it would be like when we do, like we all got three A's, so it's like A, but minus, so it's A.
Nice. Well, dang. We did it, gang.
Yeah.
And it's been a minute. So thanks for giving us a little bit of time, gang. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Feels good to be back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we should be back on the regular schedule until the end because we got a little thing coming up in October. We got to do
It's called Halloween.
Halloween. We're 3 Halloween queens. So I got to get ready for that. Plug or promote anything?
No,
got
I
nothing.
got a long time before I get the next episode
I
of Puzzle
gotcha.
Belly out.
Well, then, I mean, I guess the only thing I tell you as far as this episode, maybe if you didn't like it so much the first time, all I can really say is boom, 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 watch it again. One more time. Watch it again, or I'll break your
Spine.
watch it again,
Or I'll
He-
kill you.
He murdered those
or
two.
I'll kill you.
That's what he did.
And I like the end's like bow, 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 bow,
Guitar solo.
bow, bow.
I've been out there working. I've been working my heart out there, Brendan.
60 cents. That's going to do it for this episode of Rewatching Home Movies. Join us next week for Season 4, Episode 7, Curses. If you liked what you heard, you can check out our Linktree at linktree/RHMPod. There you can like, follow, and subscribe. Send us an email to request free stickers or leave us a 5-star review. I will read 5-star reviews on the podcast. Like this one from MCon42, which says, First, this is my first ever podcast review. Love the show and love the dynamic between the 3 of you. I look forward to the weekly release. You are my therapy. I especially love the creative corners. Thanks for all you guys are doing. And thank you, MCon42. Also, thanks to Nick for the refresh of our logo, and Chris Bongat for the lo-fi version of our theme song. On behalf of myself, Tim, and my co-host Marcin, and Adele, thank you for rewatching home movies with us. We'll see you next week. Bye. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Well, there's so many. So my favorite band, Hers, right? They have like songs of hers, and then they have their debut album, Invitation to Hers, which ended up being their last album. And the way that you go through the journey of like what they're trying to say, that there is a specific order to it, and which is why I love albums. And the song that it ends on is so melancholic and so like perfect for the ending, especially if you start from the beginning, going all the way through. Have you listened to the new album?
The album that I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I listened to it on Tuesday night. I've only listened to it all the way through once.
How was the journey?
It was very good. Very emotional. Very, like, at the beginning, it's, like I said, the first song is, like, State of Despair. It's very, like, it starts out very, like, sad. And then at the end, it gets a little bit more hopeful, a little bit more like, hey, get your shit together and fucking do something about it instead of just being sad. And it's like, hell yeah. So you get, like, the whole range of emotions as far as, like, starting at grief, ending at actually like doing something about your grief.
Nice.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't heard of this band. My music taste was non-existent when I was in high school. I had My Chemical Romance, Eminem, Linkin Park.
Hey, those are solid.
Oh, sure. But,
hey,
but like,
we don't MCR shame at all in this house.
But there was no like experimentation and trying to find myself in the music. I just listened to like whatever someone threw on, and I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. But the song you sent me by them, Scary Kids Scaring Kids Faces.
Yeah.
I can't remember the lyrics, but I remember like me and you having a conversation about one of the lyrics that really hit me. And do you know, it's from Faces. Do you know which?
I don't remember what lyric. I'd have to scroll for days to find it. But like, I don't remember what lyric sat with you. But it's just like really good.
Well, I just remember it was so real to the modern day, I think is what it kind of gave me the vibe like, oh, this has always been happening type of thing. And
did I ever send you their song called Degenerates?
I don't think so.
That one is the first one on their album Faces, and that one is about like standing up against fascism.
Yeah.
And that one is very topical to today.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy shit. I mean, the fact that I was listening to this band when I was like 15 and not even picking up on it, I'd like to think 15-year-old Adele was looking out for 31-year-old Adele by like getting into it.
Yeah.
Well,
also, thank you to Phil, because I had to move.
Yeah.
And that was one of the big reasons why we had to take another break.
And I don't know if you know this, but at the same time you were moving, I was helping my parents move as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we were all just extremely busy.
Yeah.
Squeaking out another recording and doing the editing in a week probably just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So
I love Fallout New Vegas for so many different reasons. The music, for one, just the vibe. It's just different. And there's a meme that kind of fully encapsulates the entire
evolution
experience of Fallout New Vegas. And it's one of those fucking Wojak memes where it's like that Chad looking guy.
Yeah.
And he's looking at it and he's like, oh, you changed my life. And then it's Fallout New Vegas and it says crashes to desktop.
Yeah.
Because it's also just such a buggy mess.
Right. And this is the thing. Okay. When Marcin is being very delicate to people who like Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, he is doing it so I don't kick him out of my apartment right now. Let's be on it. No, I'm just kidding. I came into the series of Fallout 4, and I understand what you're saying. I have friends and my old roommate who were obsessed with 3 in New Vegas, right? And I will say, when 4 came out, I was a little disappointed that things like your good, evil, neutral thing, the meme of like, everyone will remember that.
Yeah.
Those are such a huge aspect in Fallout 3 in New Vegas because it's literally like your reputation. If you do bad shit, you have a bad reputation. And that alters the way people talk to you and the way the game plays out. And in Fallout 4, they're like, I mean, whatever you do, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It was a big thing in Fallout 3, and in Fallout 3, you couldn't have certain followers based off of like your good, neutral, evil.
Mhm.
Like there's a very popular NPC follower that you get named Butch, who's a tunnel snake, and I love tunnel snakes, who if you're too good, he won't go with you because you're a goody two shoes. But if you're too evil, he was like, oh, you're way too hardcore for me. So you have to like get in the middle
Toe
in
the
order.
line.
Yeah.
And there's just a little bit of more gameplay aspect to that,
Yeah.
where you actually have to think it through.
Yeah.
And that's the things I miss about the game.
It's simultaneously so much more like in depth with stuff like that. But then, like you said, it's a Bethesda game. It's an Obsidian game. They're buggy messes.
Yes.
So
Which is why I really want to fucking mod the shit out of that game to actually fix it. Because not only is it, in my opinion, the best Fallout game for like narrative purposes, just for like gameplay aspect, for you're able to choose all of these different ways to go down. It was given such a harsh deadline, like a year. Like they cut out a good 20% of what they wanted to do for the rest of the game. Like the entire Legion faction is just kind of a husk of what it was supposed to be narratively and just like gameplay wise too. But it's still such a fantastic game, and I always get sucked in every time. And the DLCs are amazing and fun, and I'm just not a run and gun type person. In Fallout 4, you hit VATS, and in Fallout New Vegas, you hit VATS, it pauses, and you can choose this is the gun, blah 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 blah. And I'm not a shooty guy. I'm not a Call of Duty guy. So like when it jumps to Fallout 4 and you like hit VATS and everyone just starts slowing down, it's like, oh, they're still fucking coming. Shit.
Anxiety inducing.
Which adds a bit of gameplay. I will say I don't mind that aspect of it, but it's just, it changes the dynamic of like, oh, this is now an aggressive, non-narrative game.
Mm-hmm.
And my last complaint about Fallout 4 will be like the first mission I have is against this dude named Kellogg. And like the options that it has is like, where is Sean? ? Where is Sean ? ! Where is Sean? I will kill you. Like, and you pick any of them, and it's the same. You don't get the real choice of like, I want to work with Kellogg. You're gonna have to kill Kellogg no matter what. And that's the thing. It just takes away a choice. But in Fallout New Vegas, there's so many different aspects and so many different fun missions to go down, and it's a buggy mess, but everything, like, I don't want to spoil what happens in the TV show.
Right.
There's a major aspect of the TV show that had been theorized in the game for like since it started, and when they kind of like canonized it in the show, me and Eddie go back and forth where I'm like, oh no, I'm all for that, and Eddie's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But can I spoil the last 10 seconds of the season?
Spoiler warning for this is for the Amazon TV series Fallout.
Yeah.
If you don't want any spoilers for Fallout, skip ahead 35 seconds.
Yeah. He shows up and he's in New Vegas.
Right.
And when I was watching that, and New Vegas got a look in, and I was like, oh, fuck, we're going to Vegas, baby. Like, I was so hyped.
Yeah.
And I remember going up to our mutual friend, Ryan, and be like, dude, did you see that? And he's like, oh, because going to New Vegas? Like, making fun of me because I'm a New Vegas fan.
What's his favorite?
4. How many hours does that motherfucker have in 4?
I have no idea, but I'm not going to say how many hours I have in 76.
So asking from like an outsider's perspective, do you think they watered down the like philosophical aspects of the game to make it more like digestible for more people? Or like, was it just because
I feel like they definitely made 4 in a way that it worked for me. I'd never played a Fallout game, and I got 4 and I figured it out right away. I think they made it a little, because the Fallout 3 in New Vegas, they have a fan base, but it's a very narrow fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they wanted to widen that for 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why, like, I think that's what took it away from me as far as like what I enjoy about a Fallout game. Like when they brought the Minutemen, like that's an interesting concept based off of like historical accuracies, the whole revolution, like all of these different things that they were going for. But then like the meta narrative underneath that was just like, we're going to make androids and they're going to look like you. And we're not going to really touch base and understand and really try to think into the nuance of this philosophical conversation. It really didn't go down any of those routes. And that's what disappointed me about it.
Yeah.
And then in Fallout 3 and in Fallout New Vegas, like Fallout New Vegas is very gray morally. And Fallout 3, honestly, is very much like you're either good or you're either bad. But there's so many other like different things. Like there's this wonderful mission called Oasis where you have to decide that this creature that is a tree who is like keeping this oasis alive goes, can you kill me? Please, can you kill me? And you have to decide between killing this thing that is clearly suffering, but also killing all of this oasis surrounding it and the people that are inside.
Oh my God.
Just a lot of that. And I don't
That's
get
tough.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a thought process. We're going to cut a lot of this